It's not just NBA stars and NFL phenoms that splurge their money on ridiculously expensive things. Even NHL legends are doing the same. In this video, we'll show you the most ridiculously expensive things NHL players own. To begin, we have the Russian superstar, Alex Ovechkin, who is a lover of cars. He is the captain of the Washington Capitals in the NHL. Known as Ovi and the Great Eight for his jersey number, he's considered one of the best goal scorers ever. He has a collection of at least 7 cars, according to his parents. He can't choose which one is his favorite. That would be like choosing a favorite child for him. He owns an AMG that can reach 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds. This car pulls over 621 horsepower. It is worth nearly $250,000. Now let's talk about Jonathan Toews' cool house. Jonathan is a hockey star, and he really likes big houses. His house in Chicago is super special and costs a whopping $3.5 million. That's a lot of money. He won 3 Stanley Cups and got lots of gold medals in the Olympics, so he's a big deal. After that, he signed a big contract, and you know what he did? He treated himself to this amazing house. Now, about the house. It's really big, like 6,400 square feet big. Imagine how much space that is. Inside, there are 5 bedrooms and baths, and guess what? It has an indoor elevator. A lift inside your own house is taking things to a whole new level. The ceilings are super high, like 11 feet high, and there are cool things inside, like special lights that Jonathan picked, strong floors made of hardwood, and even a fancy sound system. So when he's at home, it's like a party. But wait, there's more. He has this awesome rooftop deck. It's like an outdoor space on the top of his house. There's a special place called a pergola, a fireplace to keep warm, and lots of seats to relax. And of course, he has a 2-car garage. Jonathan Toews sure knows how to spend his money, doesn't he? Living in style is his thing. Next up, we'll show how Austin Matthews spends his millions. Matthews became a big hockey star after getting picked first in 2016. He scored 4 goals in his first NHL game and knew he was special. To look like a superstar, he bought expensive shoes easily and got a fancy watch like the Rolex GMT Master 2, which cost $31,000. But Matthews wanted something quick to equal his new Rolex. So when Porsche invited him for a test drive, he fell in love and had to buy a 640 horsepower sky blue Porsche 911 Turbo, which cost over $300,000. But you know, one car isn't enough for Matthew. That's why he also bought a $235,000 blue Lamborghini Urus to drive around in the snow in Toronto. However, living in Toronto as a hockey great presents more challenges than just the snow. Matthews quickly realized that going about in blue supercars for hundreds of millions of dollars is maybe not the best choice if you want any privacy. He couldn't even get a cup of coffee without a mob gathering around him. So the only natural solution was to hire a fully blacked out Mercedes S-Class for 200 bands. However, Matthews doesn't spend all of his money on his extravagant lifestyle. He also made a smart $3.5 million investment in Marsblade, a Swedish hockey technology business, with the hopes of landing a big bag in the future. Next up is Brad Marchand. He's a hockey player, but there's something he needs to learn from Matthew. See, Brad got a nickname, the Rat, because he keeps getting fined a lot in hockey. It started in 2012 when he got a big fine of $152,439 for hitting Sammy Solo in a way he shouldn't have. But the fines didn't stop there. Although he got fined $370,000 for elbowing Marcus Johansson, and then $448,000 for hitting goalie Tristan Jarry in the head. That's a lot of money in fines, more than $1.4 million in total. Brad Marchand sure knows how to make the league richer with all these fines. And here's another thing, he doesn't just spend money on fines. One time, he wasted a huge amount of money in just one night of partying. Brad Marchand seems to have an expensive way of having fun, doesn't he? Maybe he should take some notes from Matthew on how to keep things in check. After winning the Stanley Cup in 2011, Marchand and Tyler Seguin went out and racked up a $156,000 bar tab in one night. Damn! The boys had the best night of their lives. But $150,000 in a single night is a lot. Next up is Anze Kopitar, who splurges on houses. Most individuals would settle for just one multi-million-dollar property. But the Los Angeles Kings star, center, and captain most likely anticipated the need for two residences at some point. Anze Kopitar spent exactly $10 million on two amazing mansions in Manhattan Beach, California, immediately following the LA Kings' second Stanley Cup triumph in 2014. The main property spans 4,600 square feet and includes 4 bedrooms, each with its fireplace, a unique cinema room, and ocean-facing terraces. And if you thought that was remarkable, you should know that the main floor opens up to a patio area that is larger than most homes, complete with a custom barbecue and outdoor fire pit. The next NHL player on our list is PK Subban. PK Subban, the hockey player with a big love for jackets. He retired in 2022. And guess what he did with his money? He spent millions on cool things like fancy cars and really stylish clothes, especially jackets. PK is crazy about jackets. He has more than 500 of them. That's like having a different jacket for every single day of the year. Imagine that! One of the jackets, called the Sailor Ront jacket, was super unique. Only one like it in the whole world. And you know how much it cost? A whopping $21,000. That's a whole lot of money for just one jacket. But hey, when you're as rich as PK Subban, you could do whatever you want with your money. He sure knows how to enjoy his life in a fashionable way. But it's not just jackets that PK spends his money on. He boasts one of the fanciest car collections in NHL history, with multiple SUVs like Range Rovers and an all-black Lincoln Navigator. PK's luxury ride game is strong. When he took a spin in his friend's white Lamborghini Aventador, he got hooked on the speed and swiftly bought his own, a $500,000 black Ford with a top speed of 216 miles per hour. Just weeks later, he flaunted it on the gram. PK didn't waste any time. After experiencing the thrill, he decided to splurge on the most expensive car ever owned by an NHL player, a brand new 900 horsepower Bugatti Veyron, costing him $2.25 million. It's crazy, but at least PK didn't develop an addiction that cost him millions. Next up, we have Patrick Kane. Earning massive amounts of money, Kane, who ruled the hockey world for years, ended up struggling with an addiction that cost him millions. It all began after his rookie season when he was becoming Chicago's new star. Kane decided he needed a home, matching his on-ice skills. So he got a 2,100 square foot condo on the 33rd floor of Trump International Tower for $2.6 million. Adding to that, he paid an extra $130,000 to park his Hummer inside. This was just the start. Kane got too into real estate and in 2012 splurged on a second home, a lakefront mansion in Hamburg, New York, with a basketball court, a large in-ground pool, and a boat launch, costing him another $2.6 million. But Kane was not done. After becoming close friends and winning a few championships with Blackhawks captain Jonathan Toews, Kane purchased a penthouse at 9 Walton, making him and Toews neighbors. This time, Kane did not settle for a high-rise flat. For $6.46 million, he purchased a 4-bedroom penthouse with 4,700 square feet of space. The luxurious property included a large indoor pool and a simulated driving range. Kane's house buying binge did not end there. In early 2023, he purchased another property with 5 bedrooms and an in-ground pool, this time in Lake Forest, Illinois, for $5 million. How many houses could he possibly need? And to make matters worse, Kane no longer plays in Chicago. You can guess what he'll buy first, now that he is signed with Detroit. However, we can't talk about NHL players' mansions without mentioning Connor McDavid. Yes, after establishing himself as the best hockey player in the world, McDavid realized he needed to ball out. So, like Patrick Kane, Connor began buying real estate. So, he called the greatest designers in Edmonton and began building his palace. In 2018, McDavid moved into the large 8,000 square foot estate in Edmonton's most affluent neighborhood. The crib has a movie theater, an indoor basketball court, a pool table, a large wine cellar, a private gym, and 2 saunas. McDavid truly lives like that, and it cost him around $4 million. Of course, Connor and his girlfriend do not wish to stay the entire year in the frigid Edmonton. So, McDavid has also bought a super fancy holiday home in the United States. And guess what? It cost him more than $1 million. That's a lot of money, right? But here's the interesting part. He's keeping it a secret. McDavid doesn't want everyone to know where his holiday spot is. Maybe he just wants some peace away from the crazy media. Totally understandable, right? Just like Connor Bedard, McDavid doesn't share a lot about his personal life. He keeps things private, but you know how it goes. Secrets have a way of coming out, just like when we found out about Bedard's secret addiction. Yeah, you heard it right. Bedard has a secret addiction. There are even more crazier things about him you didn't know. Click on the link to find out about the 20 crazy things you didn't know about Connor Bedard. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so you can get notified when amazing videos like this are released. Thanks for watching.